Okay, so what if I told you the secret to a truly world-class life was hiding in the very first hour of your day? Today, we're jumping into Robin Sharma's The 5 a.m. Club, a story all about how to completely transform your life before most people have even hit the snooze button.
So the story doesn't start with some magic solution. Nope. It kicks off with a problem that I think a lot of us can relate to. This crisis of being successful on the outside, but feeling empty on the inside. And right away, we meet our first character, an entrepreneur who is at her absolute rock bottom. I mean, she has it all, a super successful company, the kind of thing people dream about. But a huge corporate betrayal has left her feeling completely hollowed out, desperate, and thinking about ending it all. As kind of a last-ditch effort, she goes to this personal development conference, and the guy on stage is this legendary guru called the Spellbinder. And what's wild is he's not just talking to her. He's describing this universal problem, a world totally lost in digital distractions, just settling for average.
And here's his main point, and it's a real gut punch. He says that most of us are just living the same week a few thousand times and calling it a life. It's this powerful critique of how we forget our own potential and just settle.
So right at this peak moment, as he's delivering this powerful message, he collapses on stage. And this is where the story gets, well, pretty weird and takes a turn that changes everything.
In the aftermath, the entrepreneur and another person there, an artist, meet this strange man. And honestly, on the surface, he looks homeless. He's got tattered clothes, talks like a surfer. But then he opens his mouth, and he's quoting Roman philosophers and talking about high-level business strategy. It's completely baffling.
And then, just when you think you have this guy figured out, boom, the big reveal. This mysterious man says he owes his entire massive fortune to the teachings of the Spellbinder. Right there, he establishes this incredible credibility and really deepens the mystery. Like, who is this guy? And what on earth did he learn?
All right, so this is the million-dollar question, right? What's the secret? Well, it all boils down to one incredibly powerful habit, what the Spellbinder apparently called the mother of all routines.
He introduces them to this idea, the 5 a.m. Club. And the whole concept is that this one single routine is the foundation for literally everything else. It's how you build your focus, how you amplify your energy, and how you achieve a level of excellence that just sets you apart from everybody else.
This is the mantra. It's the heart and soul of the entire book. It's simple, it's direct, and it's incredibly powerful. The idea is that if you can master your morning, you can master your life.
And look, the logic here, it's actually super simple. By winning that first hour, by taking absolute control, you're not just waking up, you're setting a powerful positive tone for the entire rest of the day. And over time, that just compounds into amazing world-class results. And the book really hammers this point home. The Spellbinder's whole philosophy is that the icons of history, the legends, they weren't just born that way, they were built through daily practice, day after day. Greatness isn't some genetic lottery you win, it's something you install through habits, starting with that morning ritual.
Okay, but here's the thing. Just waking up at 5 a.m. isn't the whole story, not even close. It's really the entry point, the key that unlocks a much, much deeper philosophy about how you approach your entire life. So the mentor shares this really powerful way of looking at things. He suggests that our lives tend to go through this two-part journey. It's this fundamental shift from trying to get approval to trying to create a real impact.
So in the first half of life, we're driven by all these external things, right? We want respect, we want to accumulate stuff, we want to fit in. But then something shifts. The second half becomes about building a legacy, about serving something bigger than ourselves, and about finding peace by simplifying our lives.
This really sums it up perfectly. It's this journey away from a life that's centered on me and all my wants and desires, and toward a life that's centered on we, our collective good, our contribution to the world.
Now this is a total game changer in how you think about success. The book argues that true success is actually found in service. Money, fame, those aren't the goals. They're just the byproducts you get from being genuinely helpful to other people.
The Spellbinder's words here are a direct challenge to us all. He basically says the path to being average is paved with the desire to fit in. If you want to make a real difference, you have to be willing to stand apart, to be different, and to embrace what makes you unique.
And throughout the whole story, the mentor just drops these little truth bombs. And they're not just motivational quotes, you know? They're like practical rules for the road.
They're all about reframing difficulty not as something to avoid, but as a crucial, necessary part of the whole journey.
So, after all this big picture, grand philosophy, the book brings the focus right back down to earth, right back to you, right now, and to the very next hour of your day.
And here's a really powerful idea. Our biggest fears, the things that make us uncomfortable, the things we actively try to avoid, the book suggests those aren't dead ends. They're actually giant, flashing signs pointing us directly toward our greatest opportunities for growth.
And that leads us to this provocative question, one we should all probably ask ourselves. What is that one thing you know you should be doing, but you keep putting off? The whole story suggests that your answer to that question holds the key to your next big breakthrough. And in this incredible grand gesture at the end, the mentor offers to fly the entrepreneur and the artist to his private island to teach them the entire system. It's just a perfect metaphor for the book's theme. When you finally decide you are ready for a change, life has a funny way of showing you the path. And of course, that path starts bright and early.
And so we end right where we started, with this one simple, powerful idea. The entire philosophy of the 5 a.m. Club is captured in this call to action. It reframes the dawn not as something to dread, but as the ultimate opportunity to go out and build a legendary life. The only question it leaves us with is, are we ready to take it?